Hi Libra, welcome to a no contact tarot reading where we are going to use the Animal Oriens tarot deck, which is based off of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, to see if your person is going to get a hold of you. I have 7 now of the horoscope signs up. I've got Scorpio and Capricorn, Sagittarius, Aquarius, and Pisces to go. And I figured that because I did the love readings already on TikTok and some financial readings and life path readings, that I would do these for you here. Some no contact readings. Plus, it took me 3 weeks to do the yearly full 12 months love readings that are already available on YouTube. And because I got those done after 3 weeks worth and uploaded those to you, it's a long time to do 12 months worth of videos. You can check those out, by the way, on the front of my YouTube. Once I got all of these done, I am back here to do this with you. Okay, so this is a unique circumstance. Let me say that first off, you do have a card of victory, and it's coming in the form of the Six of Wands, because the Six of Wands is traditionally a card of victory, somebody coming to communicate, absolutely. But isn't it interesting? Isn't it interesting that this particular deck, which, yes, is based off of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, intuitively has the card of a peacock on it? And what do peacocks do with those illustrious feathers, if not show themselves off in a mating sense? So for some of you, if you're looking for a person to contact you that has to do with flirtation and mating, this is a winning energy. With that being said, the peacock can also be a cocky energy. For those of you who are not dealing with somebody who, in a relationship sense and waiting on them, perhaps you're waiting on contact from a family member or a friend, then this person might have a little bit of a cocky energy. So just be aware of that. In any case, this is a wonderful dynamic of communication. I do really love seeing the Six of Wands in your reading. Eight of Pentacles is now next here. I personally think that your person is well aware that they're going to talk to you, because the Eight of Pentacles insinuates that they're preparing for doing that. So not only do we have a card that talks about victory, and also a card of returning back home to somebody. For those of you who are in a situation where you were once together, or this person feels like home, that Six of Wands brings that dynamic in. And again, with that card and the Eight of Pentacles being a card of the craftsman, the one who prepares, I think that this person is preparing to communicate. With that being said, when someone's in a preparatory state, to some degree, it does insinuate that it might take a length of time since they're still preparing, as opposed to if it was a card of quick and steady communication, like a knight or a page, as an example. That Eight of Pentacles does take some time. Now, that King of Wands is here in the reversal. And it's interesting because the King of Wands is the one king in every action that he does. He does it from a position of truth, even in the reversal. This card gets a particularly bad rep in modern tarot. People think that if a card is in the reversal, it must be the negative of that card. And there are many cards, according to Arthur Edward Waite, who is the creator of the famous Rider-Waite-Smith deck, which this deck is based off of, when he described certain cards that in the upright and in the reversal, it actually means good things. And in the case of the King of Wands, this is the same. The King of Wands means that someone is very austere and to the point and very tolerant. But they do have a severity to them when they're in the reversal. The explanation is severe yet austere when it comes to that particular card. Now that leads me to the next dynamic in this reading. I'm going to check into what this person's going to communicate about, because I'm personally curious. Because why would they feel this sense of severity? Like they really want to talk. They really want to get something off their chest. But at the same token, this sense of tolerance. Like they're tolerating potentially talking to you, or that they're going to be willing to tolerate you. I'm like, which one is it, you know? So let's reshuffle here for a second. Now that we know that there is going to be communication, you got a very straightforward reading with that. Let's shuffle again. And as we shuffle, we'll see what it is they're going to talk about. Okay. When they speak up. Ooh, the World card. That's a return energy. Oh, the Empress card in the reversal. That's the reality that they understand there needed to be self-love in the dynamic. And the Knight of Pentacles, they really want to make it work, but they are also working on their own life. This is why the severity came in. This is why they were an honest individual that really wants to tell the truth at this point. Maybe there were situations that they did in the past with the World card that separated you, because the World card can insinuate something that wasn't able to complete itself. So in the past, there could have been issues, especially if that person was in an energy of either treating you with lesser respect than you deserved, or treating themselves with lesser respect. Then that gives us that severity and why this person really wanted to get something off their chest. This Knight of Pentacles might be their reason for why they were so overly focused on essentially not treating themselves or you with that position of respect or appropriate tolerance. Maybe that's it. Maybe there was something they couldn't tolerate. Maybe the severe side of them came out. I suddenly just got that intuition that kind of came in, that maybe this person realizes that they should have been more tolerable. Like they should have been more tolerant to you in the past. But they were overly focused on building something in their life. The Knight of Pentacles is somebody who is, well, in this particular deck, it's like the hive. It's like building something up for yourself, in your community, in your job, in your career. Focus on your lifestyle. Very busy person, by the way. That's the worker bee energy. But in the original Rider-Waite-Smith deck, that is also somebody who is attempting to complete a very large goal in life. Like a person could have been focused on a career project. It is a Pentacles, right? But another thing I want to kind of say about the Knight of Pentacles is this person may very well be focused on wanting to communicate with you, and they might not be able to get that off of their mind. They may feel kind of stagnant, like, because the Knight of Pentacles is a very slow-moving card, but it's also a messenger card. So there's a concept you could say about this person wanting to communicate with why it has taken them so long to communicate. That's another thing. I say that because the World card, it's supposed to be things coming to a completion, successfully leveling up, getting to that next level. But when it's in the reversal, there was difficulty in doing that. Things kind of just kept going on and off, round and round. And so I feel like this person, maybe their mind was going round and round while they were stagnant. Like they were stuck. They couldn't progress on with the World card. They couldn't move forward for some reason. And it trickled out into their situation with you. I think it's twofold. In one degree, they could not compel themselves to propel forward effectively. And in the alternative storyline here, you could say, I think this person, even after the separation, has not been able to propel themselves forward, and they want to talk about that. The Empress card also does insinuate that this person finds you very valuable to them. Like, valuable towards, oh gosh, it could be their growth. It could also be family. It could be that energy of feeling like home that we spoke of a little bit earlier. But I do think that when it's in the reversal position, it's kind of like an emperor who can't reach out to their empress, right? There is a relational aspect to this, where the empress is supposed to be a nurturing person. They are the mother energy. That's what the empress is, right? So it stems to reason that this person could be very much aware that they lacked the nurturing quality because they weren't as tolerant. Or they might be able to realize or recognize that you might have been feeling a lack of nurture because of what they did. Remember, in this part of the reading, we're talking about what they want to communicate about. This is an awful lot for them to want to communicate, by the way. But as these cards kind of keep getting interpreted here, more of the message keeps kind of coming out. I also think there's a concept coming up of a double energy of them feeling incomplete without talking to you, because the World card in the reversal symbolizes that incompleteness. And when the Empress is without her Emperor, then it symbolizes an incomplete state. And the Knight of Pentacles being a card of potential slow movement, again, makes me feel like this person recognizes the incompletion to what they have done, how they needed to kind of progress forward with this and communicate sooner, perhaps. And so these are all the different avenues that seem to be repeating themes throughout these 3 cards. These are really unique cards to get because they do kind of all have those similar meanings when we look at every single one of them. So to summarize it here, because that was quite a bit, one part I think this person wants to talk about, again, is why they took so long. Another thing they want to talk about is how they have not been able to get this off of their mind. Their mind may have been going kind of in circles, essentially. I think they also want to talk about how they feel like they're incomplete if they don't come forward and speak about this respectfully and responsibly. And I think that this is coming from a place where their priorities were not on the right thing because they weren't nurturing themselves. And in effect, it landed into a dynamic of them not nurturing you or you not being able to nurture yourself either. Looks like a bit of a messy situation. For those of you who are trying to contact family, this is the same dynamic because the Empress card is a family card. So this could be between like a no contact situation between your family. But somebody who feels like home even. Again, this could be a relationship dynamic, but whoever it is, they feel like you're home. And at this point, your home felt incomplete and they know it. So I'm going to leave you guys off with this and I'm going to go do the Scorpio no contact reading. And then I'm going to sleep for the night. Thank you very much for joining me here. If you're interested, more of the free readings like the life path readings and the financial readings, those are already up on TikTok for free. Some of the extra content videos are also up on my TikTok. And if you're ever interested in a reading like this, this is a same day quick 2-question reading. You can always get one of these for $20. And the same day that you order one of these readings at the link in my bio is the same day that I give you back your video and I email it right to you within that same 24 hours. So I will talk to you later. Thank you very much for this and ciao for now.